September 13th, 1971, and the days that follow it are so fucked up. I have read history. I've listened to testimony about the rape of Nanking, the Trail of Tears, the lives of Black Americans after the Reconstruction era ends, and how much terror was inflicted upon them. And this day and the days that follow at the Attica prison in upstate New York are some of the worst shit I've ever fucking read in my life. So, September 9th, the prison uprising starts. Some of these New York State troopers are going to be in the parking lot getting riled up for the next 4 days, right? They're getting minimal sleep. It is cold. It is rainy. They're being given weapons from an arsenal that has bullets that are not allowed to be used in warfare anymore, right? My big source for this is Blood in the Water, Heather Ann Thompson. Read the book. 2 documentaries, 1974 and 2021, both called Attica. Check them out. It is imperative, please, for the love of God. Now, on the 12th, again, we find out that William Quinn has succumbed to his injuries. That's a correctional officer who gets hit in the head in the original melee. But at this point in time, Russell Oswald still thinks he's our commissioner of New York State penitentiary system, right? He still thinks it is doable. They can work it out in negotiations, right? The observers like Tom Wicker, they put an appeal in the newspaper, and then they go to Nelson Rockefeller and they say, come to Attica. Show the fuck up. You're gonna be able to help. He doesn't. Instead, that night, he gets a call from his personal attorney, I think it's Whitman or Whiteman, and he makes a decision to end it the next morning. So at 10 a.m., 2 helicopters roll over the open yard, right? We've got that big yard, and we've got the T. Now, the prisoners have moved their hostages up to the catwalk, and they're holding knives up against their neck in hopes that they're not all going to get shot to shit. The prisoners are assuming that they're going to get tear gas and rubber bullets. They do get tear gas, and they get whomped with tear gas. And the testimony of the way that these state troopers are killing indiscriminately, and they're using weapons from this arsenal that have the bullets that explode inside of you. They are meant to rip human beings apart, and that is why the UN says you cannot use them in fucking war. They have their personal weapons from home. They have removed anything that says their name, their rank. It is all done by design to make sure that they are not held liable for deaths. And they kill 43 people, and 10 of them are hostages. And the hostages and the prisoners will all get screwed over by the state for the next literally 40 years. Yeah. Now, when you're watching these documentaries, you are going to see and hear from people, and you'll hear the amount of times and the anger from these state troopers. The N-word is thrown around. Other slurs are thrown around. They're shooting indiscriminately. They are torturing people on purpose, like Frank Smith after the prison is retaken, right? They put him on that big table, naked, and they make him hold a football under his neck, and they drop lit cigarettes on him, and they throw racial slurs at him, and he's been beaten already, and his knees and his arms are hanging off, and at some point, like, everything while you're doing that, I don't know if you've ever fallen asleep with your leg hanging off of something. It's not good. It's terrible. It's fucking torture. They are, sodomizing men afterwards. They are making them walk and crawl over broken glass. They are beating them as they walk and crawl over broken glass. They've stripped them down into their skivvies. They're naked while they walk and crawl over broken glass. When you're watching the 2021 documentary, pretty much every single person, every prisoner talking has like a physical ailment. You can see that is a remnant of September 13th, 1971, or the days afterwards. Because so many people get shot and torn up, and they don't send more doctors in. The National Guardsmen who come in behind them literally are like told to lie about the things that they've seen because they're seeing war crimes. All because these men wanted better living conditions. They wanted food that matched their religious needs. They wanted more showers and more soap and more toilet paper, right? And they asked for more pay because they were working for slave labor. They wanted less censorship in their letters to the people that they loved. They wanted doctors who actually cared about them. And yet, the National Guard tried to send doctors, and more doctors come from all over the state, and they get rejected. They get turned away. the villain is, obviously, there's two villains, right? The New York State Troopers are an immediate villain that caused problems from September 13th into the 14th and 15th. But the state of New York, and I say this as someone who lives in New York City, who has been there for almost 15 years. The state of New York, Nelson Rockefeller's quickly moving up in my list of old white men who I would love to bare knuckle fist fight in hell.